How about Mary, the beloved? Can you imagine this? You're chosen to carry the only begotten of God, the one who's coming from the Holy Spirit. A man is not making this possible. God's doing it. We could say a lot about Mary, but you know what Mary says to me? That God comes to the humble. He comes to the meek. He comes to the lowly. Even in her song, she says, you've looked at my humble estate. What she's saying is, who am I? Come on, somebody. Who am I that I should receive such honor? From now on, everyone will call me blessed. Not because I'm great, but because of what you've done for me. Mary says he comes to the humble and not to the proud. He comes to the lowly and not to the mighty. That's what we learn from Mary, is that he's coming to all of us. He's coming to the least. He's coming to the last. He's coming to the lost. When I think about this, I think about the shepherds, which I'm getting to them. The angels appeared to shepherds. What do we learn from the shepherds? Because he didn't appear. Just think about this. The temple, the house of God. Because I'm sure that's the way they had to talk about it. The house of God. The temple. The house of God, where God was supposed to dwell and abide. He's not abiding there. He's abiding in a person. The angels didn't show up over that temple and the glory of the Lord surround the temple. He showed up and surrounded shepherds. The proclamation, the declaration of the good news of great joy didn't show up where they would think it would show up. It wasn't to the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the hierarchy of the temple. No. He shows up to shepherds. He didn't even show up in the palace with the puppet King Herod, who's controlled totally by Rome. He didn't show up in the palace. The angels didn't come to the palace and say, get ready, here comes the king. No, the angel and then the multitude of the heavenly hosts surround shepherds. Why shepherds? Can I tell you something? Let me tell you why he comes to shepherds. Because our king, well, remember this, David is a shepherd who used to go out and watch the sheep in the same fields that the angels show up in. Yeah, we're talking about Bethlehem. David was a shepherd who became a king. We have a king who is a shepherd. Our king identifies more with the shepherds than he does with the kings of the earth. Because the kings of the earth, they're after power, they're after wealth, they're after control. But he shows up to the shepherds because God is always going to reveal his heart and his purpose to his shepherds. Did you know that shepherd is the same word with pastor? He's always going to show up and reveal his heart to those who will take care of the sheep. Why? Because he is the good shepherd who watches over the sheep. He shows up to shepherds who will carry the news to all about what they've seen and what they've heard, because he will always share his heart with those who are willing to feed the sheep. That's who he shows up to. Those who are ready to. Remember what Jesus tells Peter, who's denied him 3 times before he goes to the cross. Now he's risen and he sees Peter and he says, Peter, do you love me? Jesus, you know I love you. Feed my sheep. Do you love me? Jesus, come on, man. You already asked me that. Of course I love you. Take care of my lambs. Peter, do you love me? Jesus, come on. You asked me twice. I've already told you. Yes, I love you. Feed my sheep. This is where the heart of the Lord is given. It's given to those who are willing to feed the sheep. That's why shepherds. They're watching over the lambs being raised for sacrifice, and the proclamation comes to them so that they will understand the true lamb has been born. The true lamb who is being prepared for sacrifice has been born.